Welcome back to our video. This is part 2 of fixing our gas stove. In this particular one, we can hear that the spark is actually sparking when we press on the ignition. And the stove is not working. However, if we introduce some flames, it will light up. So this particular one, we have to find the root cause, and here we go. For this particular issue, I can hear that the spark is actually sparking right underneath this knob. So there, you can see the spark here. Yep. So I've just removed all the rubber coverings and now remove this particular rubber washer, and we will get to the bottom of the issue. As I can see here, there are some metal shavings inside from the metal wool that I used to clean the stove. Probably some of the items fallen inside and created a short circuit. So I just need to clean them up. I also use some electronic cleaner to clear up the gunks and the oil that are lodged inside as well, because liquid can also be electric conductors and it might also cause the short circuit in the first place. Seems like it's still sparking, and there, I found a metal shaving from the metal wool. Let's remove that. There you go. So this is the one that's causing all the spark and short circuit. Let's give the ignition another go. This time, I can hear the ignition coming from under the stove, but not under the knob. So let's clear up this space. And then let's clean it with some contact cleaner so that we get the probes clean and shiny so that it's easier to ignite. There's also a lot of rust built up around the ignition probe, and this rust can cause a short circuit and not getting the ignition to the flames. Well, let's clean this up and then give it a test. Yep, seems like the rust are not the issue here. Let's move on. Next, with a metal file or some sandpaper, you can polish the ignition probe and also the side of the burner to make sure that that's better electric conductivity, and this will ensure a better spark if that's the problem. Well, from the look of it, it is still not the problem, but it seems to be getting close, because when I put the metal file near to it, the spark will then jump over. This means the spark or the electricity is actually shorted somewhere along the path coming to the ends of this probe. Now let's move on to the next step. I realized there's a little crack at the bottom of this probe, which is made of enamel. So I pull it out, and yes, that seems to be the problem there. So what we're gonna do is let's clean up the probe, and then with some epoxy glue. So these are high temperature epoxy glue. You can get it from the hardware store, and it is usually labeled as AB glue, but check for the high temperature ones. Mix up the A and B together, and with that, we can glue the probe back into place. The epoxy here acts as a glue, at the same time also as an insulator to prevent electricity from coming out from the enamel to any of the metal parts surrounding it. So just apply generous amount of glue around the enamel points. As the metal probe goes all the way in, don't be too worried about getting the glue around the top of the probe. So let's put it back in. Make sure that it's back into the same position. It's best to leave it for a few hours, and then now this is fixed. Okay, so just install back all the washer and the rubber parts for the knob, and install the knob back on. So now you can hear it sparking well. Install back the burner plates and the bracket, and now the stove is ready to use. So if you notice there's some yellow flame over there, so don't worry about that, because on part 3 of our video, we will learn how to tune the gas stove to prevent yellow flames. So stay tuned, watch the next video. Subscribe to us for more fix hack DIYs and other DIY videos. See you next time.